Zak Brown has come out and called Max Verstappen arrogant when the Dutchman is fighting on track against other cars. Speaking to the Telegraph, Brown believes all great F1 champions have a certain arrogance, but that in Verstappen's case, he has crossed the line several times. While not as much in the current season, Verstappen has had his run-ins with the McLaren cars over the years, particularly last season when fighting for the title with Lando Norris. In Austria, Austin and Mexico, for example, the two rivals either made contact or one of them got a penalty for how they fought the other. Brown, who's now overseen back-to-back McLaren Constructors titles, believes Verstappen can take it too far at times. Quote, "I don't want to disparage Max. He's a four-time world champion. He can be a bruiser, too aggressive on track. His arrogance comes out. If you look at some of the greatest champions in Formula 1, they've had some arrogance about them. They get their elbows out. Max has crossed the line on track at times." Aussie F1 legend Alan Jones has labeled the claims of Lando Norris getting preferential treatment over Oscar Piastri as bullshit. While some conspiracy theorists believe Piastri's nosedive in form since Baku is directly linked to McLaren team orders, Jones believes this is utter nonsense. Piastri led the champion since round 5, and for a long time it looked like he would be the first Australian F1 champion since Jones himself did it back in 1980. However, after the Italian Grand Prix, where Piastri was told to let Norris back past after a slow pit stop, his form has fallen off a cliff, failing to make a podium since then, fueling conspiracies. Jones explained teams don't spend hundreds of millions every year only to put one driver over the other, and added the following. Quote, "Every single season we come across this bullshit. Every time. It's either Mark Webber against Sebastian Vettel or it's somebody else. It's always at them, oh, he's got a better car than me, or he's getting preferential treatment. It's absolute crap. I can assure you, both these cars are getting the same sort of treatment. I know Zak Brown very well. He's a good racer, and he'd be giving both these blokes equal chances." The F1 Commission has decided to make changes to both liveries of Formula 1 cars and starting numbers of drivers on the grid from next year onwards. While talks over the potential mandatory 2 pit stops were inconclusive, agreements were reached to, for example, allow drivers to change their starting numbers during their F1 careers. Many things get discussed during the F1 Commission to tweak the following year's technical and sporting regulations, and this year was no different. A noteworthy agreement that was reached was regarding liveries, as from now on every car has to be at least 55% covered by either paint or a sticker. This is to make it easier to distinguish between different cars, as teams are using the natural black color of carbon fiber more to save weight. Another change was that drivers will now be allowed to change their starting number every season. Since 2014, every F1 driver got to pick a number except number 1, which is reserved for the world champion, and now number 17 as well, which has been retired to honor the late Jules Bianchi. What driver would you like to see change their number and why? Let us know in the comments. Well, that's it for today's news video. Tomorrow we'll be back with this week's GPFans special, so keep an eye out for that. But in the meantime, thank you so much for watching, and peace.